something to say.
Hey, hey, hey! I'm so grateful you're here and truly appreciate the gift of your time. I'm Jolene Staker, like a stake in the ground, not the one you eat. And yes, I know there's a song with my name in it. I'm so excited to share this chapter of Project 55 with you. The full story behind Project 55 is in my launch video, which I'll link below. Here's a quick recap. I launched my channel on my 55th birthday. Over the last 5 years or so, I've spent a lot of time reading, studying, and exploring books and the reading experience. Project 55 is my way of bringing all of that together to build a library of bite-sized pizzas that are quick to watch now and easy to find later. And because I can be a number nerd, I chose to go all in on number 55. There will be 55 video chapters, each between 5 and 11 minutes long. Because, of course, 5 times 11 is 55. Each chapter explores a different aspect of the book experience. Whether you're a lifelong reader or just beginning your reading journey, I hope you'll find ideas, tools, and conversations that help you enjoy books in new ways. Let's get into today's chapter. I shared in my last video how much Dad and I have gotten into women's basketball and that every once in a while, something happening on the court gets me thinking about books. I thought I'd share one of those thoughts today. If you want to hear more about our basketball journey, including who we cheer for, I'll link that video below. When we were introduced to the WNBA and started watching games, I had no idea what a basketball rabbit hole I was about to fall into. Part of the reason basketball is the only sport I've watched over the years is that I thought I understood the rules. Turns out, I knew a lot less than I thought. Now I watch women's college basketball, the WNBA, Unrivaled, and even a little international basketball played under FIBA rules. And I quickly learned that they aren't all playing exactly the same game. The number of players on the court dimensions, game timing, and even what counts as a foul can vary depending on where or under which organization the game is being played. Unrivaled is the odd duck when it comes to the fourth quarter and scoring. Instead of playing a timed fourth quarter, 11 points are added to the highest score at the end of the third quarter, and whichever team reaches that target first wins. When your team has been down and suddenly starts making an amazing comeback, you may really want that full fourth quarter. But alas, you do not get one. That is how Unrivaled is played. Even when everyone is playing the same game and following the same rule book, there is still room for interpretation. One thing that comes up in almost every game is that the players have to adjust to how the referees are calling fouls. What one referee lets go, another may call a foul, and there is more context surrounding those calls than just the action happening in the moment. Many WNBA players spend their off-season playing for teams overseas, so they can essentially have 2 different basketball lives in the same year. They adjust to the way the game is played and called there, and then come back to the WNBA and have to adjust all over again. How fouls are called has become one of the things I find most interesting about watching basketball. I love the replays where we get to see what happened from different angles. The announcers have enough basketball experience to usually offer some insight into why a play was called the way it was. And my favorite is when someone with actual refereeing experience is courtside and walks us through the play. I spend a lot of time reading discussions in online book communities because I'm interested in what readers are talking about and the conversations they're trying to have. And there are some really interesting conversations happening. But I've also found myself hesitating over whether I want to bring some of those same discussions to my own channel. It isn't the differences of opinion that bother me. Those can make a conversation interesting. It's how quickly those differences can turn into arguments, assumptions, and judgments about one another. Sometimes I have to laugh because someone will leave a perfectly nice comment along the lines of, "I've always felt this way and didn't realize other people saw it differently." Then someone else jumps in, assuming they're attacking the original poster, only for that person to respond, "No, I meant I was thankful to hear a different point of view." I know our increasingly argumentative culture contributes to this, along with the fact that it's much easier to be unkind from behind a keyboard than it is face to face. But I think there's something else going on there too. As readers, we bring very different expectations and beliefs to the books we read. We don't necessarily agree on what a book should or shouldn't contain, what an author should or shouldn't do, or even what makes a book good. And yet we're awfully quick to call a foul when someone reads, reviews, or talks about a book differently than we would. The problem is, we never agreed on the rule book. And don't worry, I'm not suggesting we write a rule book and try to enforce it. I don't want that in my book life. I do wonder if it would help to look at all these different expectations as potential book clubs. What if, as we watch, read, and listen to online book discussions, we set judgment aside and simply pay attention to what people read, why they read it, what they expect from books, and what matters to them. I call them book clubs because it gives me a way to group readers as I learn information. When I imagine a particular book club, I can ask whether its members would be interested in a book I'm reading or whether I would likely be interested in a book they recommend. While I don't have everything figured out yet, I have done some work on how to identify and organize these different book clubs. I'll share where I am in the next chapter in case this is something you would like to try. And that's a wrap on this chapter of Project 55. See you in the next one.